Welcome to Justlivin Designs podcast. My name is Shannon, Justlivin Designs. This is episode number 44. It is Thursday, July 3rd, a little bit after 11 o'clock in the morning, because I had a lot of stuff to get done today, and I had a lot late night last night. I'll talk about that in just a second. This is my podcast that I talk about all my knitting or making. I am an independent knitwear designer. Sometimes I will feature a pattern, which I actually have one out to testers that should be done around the time that I podcast next in 2 weeks. So hopefully there will be a new sock release in 2 weeks. So join me in 2 weeks, hopefully, for that. But yeah, like I said, episode 44, July, hot. I come to you from Montana. Everything I talk about, I will have linked down below in the description box, either makers or shops. I will have their internet pages linked, and then project pages for Ravelry will be linked. All of my information's down below. I sell patterns on Ravelry, and then PayHip and Lovecraft. So if there's a Linktree link as well, so that will take you to all this stuff. But there is just a straight up Ravelry link. What else? I think that's it. My hair is still quite wet because I just showered not that long ago. Yeah. So late night last night. I'm going to talk a little bit about life. Usually I go like all my knitting stuff in the beginning, but I'm going to start with a little bit of life because it was a late night last night. We got home a little after midnight, because we went to see Hozier in concert here in Billings, Montana. He was supposed to play in August last year, but he was sick. And originally, it was like the end of August. And when they announced the date of the concert, it was like, I want to say it was during the week, towards the end of August. And my kids used to start school like in the middle of August. But then last year, for the first time, they started after Labor Day, and that wasn't in my mindset. So I was thinking, oh, concert's too late for a school night. But he had to cancel last August because he was sick. So he canceled a few tour dates, and ours was one of them. And then they announced, I can't remember when, sometime this late winter maybe, they announced the tour dates for this year, and he was coming to Billings July 2nd. And so we got on because a lot of people sold their tickets back, or they weren't all sold. I don't know. But anyway, so we got on and we got 4 tickets for all of us to go and see Hozier. I like Hozier. My husband's okay about him. My daughter likes him. My son liked him. My son really loved that there's a viola player in the band, so that made him like very excited about it. But he also just likes music. I think it was their first like real big concert, my kids, and they enjoyed it. I think it was a good first concert experience for them. We did not get general admission tickets because we are older adults that want to sit when we want to. The kids would have loved being down on the floor. Maybe when they get to the point where they're going to concerts just with friends and stuff, and they're a little bit older, they can be on the floor. But while we're buying tickets, we're going to be up sitting. I mean, we stood sometimes for some songs and stuff, but we were sitting for a majority of the concert. And then, so yeah, that was my shirt that I bought. And then my daughter, she loves hoodies, and so we got her Hozier hoodie. And then my son and my husband didn't want anything, so they didn't get any merch. But man, the merch line was long. We got there about an hour before the concert was slated to start, and we were in the merch line for about half an hour. So that's why we wanted to get there early so we could get, and I wanted to see the opening band, and they were very good too. They were Amble, a folk band out of Ireland as well. They're very good. I wouldn't mind getting one of their albums as well. So very good concert. If you have a chance to see them, go for it. Very, very well done. All right, now into the knitting stuff. I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing, which is actually a finished object. Ha ha ha. And then whips, my other finished object, whips, and then acquisitions, reading, watching life stuff, all that at the end. But right off the bat, since it's the beginning of a new month, I am going to go through my yarn stats just real quick. It's accountability for me. So yarn in for June, I had 475 grams come into my stash, and I had 365 grams go out. So again, 2 months in a row, more in than out. But at least it was just over 100 grams difference, so I'm okay with that. I only had 4 finished objects this last month. They were all socks. I was also working on a lot of bigger projects because this FO was technically in July because I finished it on the 1st. I just couldn't get it done on the 30th. And then I had some work knitting that I have been working on lately, so I just haven't had as much done on that front. All right, first finished object. This is my summer tee. This was a self-drafted tee that I used with, let's get down to the yarn tags. All right. So I used Elizabeth Lavold Hempathy in 3 different colors. This main top color I had the most of. It's deep mulberry, and then there was like ionic sky, white beach, and ochre, I think. But I ended up striping the bottom. And I just did nothing on the bottom. I just have a rolled edge. So I just stuck in it and then bound off. My sleeves and my collar. My collar, I think I did alternating cable cast on because it's easier than a tubular cast on. And then I did a Italian sewn bind off for the sleeves. And yeah, this was self-drafted. I just kind of went as far as I used up basically all the yarn I had of the dark, and then measured my sweater and knew my length and just divided these stripes. So I didn't use all of these colors, all the yarn in these ones, because I just had a ball of each of these just to get to the length I wanted, which my hip is up here. So it's well below my hip, but love it. We'll see how much I wear it. I usually don't wear that many hand knit tops. I probably won't wear it throughout the day today. We'll see how warm it gets because it's supposed to be in the upper 80s today. I mean, the last few days was in the high 90s, so upper 80s might feel cool. So yeah, that's my first finished object. Happy it's done. Happy it's off the needles. I think I casted it on in April and then just got stuck for a while because I wasn't sure what to do on different things. I've talked about it in previous episodes, but finished it off because I think I was just starting the stripes at the last episode, so I did all the rest of the body. All right, and then I finished my husband's socks. This is my sock design, GHFSS socks, which is good heel for self-striping yarn. It is a heel flap and gusset with a square heel turn. So it has less stitches remaining after you pick up your gusset stitches here. So you don't have to decrease it out as many, but it has a deeper pocket for the heel. So it's still a nice fitting heel for people that have taller insteps, but it doesn't screw up your stripes nearly as much. And yeah, this yarn was from Freckled Whimsy. I had these started last time. This was part of the Nature's Palette Club, and this was May's colorway, Wildlife Sanctuary. And this is the Glee base, which she no longer has, which is a 90% Targhee, 10% nylon. It came with a 25 gram mini. These are for my husband. I decided not to use the mini for the toe because where I started the toe shaping was right about after that blue stripe or so, and that dark blue stripe, and it was just too close to the light blue there to have blue again, so I just kept with the stripes at the toe. But yeah, love how these turned out. 3x1 rib for the leg, 1x1 for the cuff, because my husband likes ribbed socks. Okay. So those are my FOs. My whips, I have 4 to talk about today. I think first we'll talk about my minis scarf. I didn't do as much work on that. I didn't even bring up my mohair scarf because I barely put any work onto that one. But my minis I've done a little bit. And I've talked about this before where I'm planning to have it mimic the stripes on the other side. But I'm using minis from McMullen Fiber Co. And I was right here last time where Poe is. This is Charmed and Dangerous, Edgar Allan Poe. I love him. So since then I was in that like green variegated stripe, so I added 2 full stripes and I'm on this lighter green up here. I'm going basically a more solid or tonal with a variegated or speckled between throughout and trying to keep them in a color family, but not like too, some of them are more matchy than I like. Like right here is a very matchy section, but that's just what worked out. But yeah, so this is color, what am I on? Number 15 up here. And I'm thinking either 23 colors or 25. It just depends on how long it ends up getting. I don't want it to be too long with scarf because I just kind of want it to wrap once and then drape. So we'll see. Okay. Next whip. I think I'll talk about my new sock cast on. So Christmas in July. I have one sock right now that I casted on. I tried this. Actually, I will put a little video because I took a video that I used on Instagram. So maybe I'll put a little video up here showing the difference. I had casted this on as a Musselburgh hat and got, I don't know how far past the increases, probably a good 3 inches past the increases, and it was just pooling horribly. I didn't like it. So I decided to rip it out and knit it as socks. And it's working up much more evenly around the sock and not pooling like it was. And this yarn is La Bienne May, and her sock yarn, Merino Super Sock, and the colorway was Winter Garden. I got this as a exchange years ago. I think it was Shop La Merceries. She was doing like a Winter Wishes sock swap where you got a partner and you sent different things to each other. And I think I got this from a partner a couple of years back. That one's another Charmed and Dangerous charm, but I got it from Advent sock from Woolens and Dosh years ago. So it's a little mushroom with a snow cap on it, which I thought was good for Winter Garden. But yeah, I really like how this is working up. And this, I am using the Minecraft socks kind of for the texture. I change it for stitch count and how it lands around the leg and the foot. But then I also use a different heel. I will use my GHFSS heel for this sock. And these are probably going to be a Christmas present. And this is in a bag by Fat Squirrel Fibers. I bought, I think last year, a bunch of little like Santa gnomes with animals. I thought it worked well. All right, next. It's another new cast on. This one, technically I casted this on a long time ago, but I only got like that far and then put it down. So I decided I had all this yarn, let's see, combination of yarns. So I had Mountain Meadow wool, Cody, which is a 2-ply sport weight, 100% mountain merino wool, in the colorway Brick. And then I had 3 different colorways of Recollect by the Farmer Daughters Fiber, which is 100% white and black Rambouillet. This colorway is the natural color, and it's spun at Mountain Meadow wool's spinnery. The Farmer's Daughter base is, and they're very similar on feel. It's just one's Targhee and one's Merino, but like this is the Mountain Meadows wool, that brick color. And then like here's the Farmer's Daughter's Targhee, and they're very similar, and they have the same weight, yardage, all that stuff. It's just different breeds of sheep, essentially. So they play well together. Anyway, so I had decided to self-draft a pattern for my husband because originally I bought it to make a peak sweater and it just wasn't working out right. So I frogged that years ago and then had all this wool and enough to make him a sweater. So I decided I was going to just self-draft a raglan. So the top has a fold over collar, and I'm added short rows to the back. Here's the front. And then I'm just knitting down right now. I assume what my gauge should be compared to how I knit this yarn before. So it should work out all right, but I'm just going to go until I get to the right numbers, essentially. We'll see. But it's going to be a raglan, and I have 2 balls of this color, the gray, the natural color. And then I'm going to put in some of this, which I think is Sunny's, a stripe of this. And then I'm going to go into the brick for the rest of the sweater. So I think it will be a sporty-ish looking, retro vibey sweater. It'll look good. Anyways, that's my plan. We'll see how it goes. And this is in a bag. My friend Rose and the Wren, Jane, she made this for me as a gift years ago, and I love it. It's a great sweater size. I think she does sell some about this size, but she does these fun quilty, patchworky bags all the time. I have a lot of her bags. Love it. Yeah. That's whip number 3. Whip number 4 is the blanket. This is the Coziest Memory by Kemper Ray. And last time I had finished up this blue square. And so since then I added, 6 squares to get to the end of the row, and that's it. So in the last 2 weeks I haven't knit on this as much, but it's getting bigger. I now have 4 complete rows. They're 14 squares across, and they measure about my wingspan, which is about 5'6". So it'll be a wide blanket. This is my sock yarn blanket that I'm using, just fingering weight scraps. This was my Pride socks last time you guys saw the episode. So yeah, I am loving this blanket. It is so scrappy, so fun. I am essentially trying to do the same type of thing as that scarf, where I'm doing like more of a solid or tono next to more of a variegated or speckle. We'll see if that works out for the whole blanket, but that's me plan. But I really like this one. This is going to be a blanket for my daughter, which graduates from high school, goes away to college. I have 2 years, because she'll be a junior this year, to get it done. So I have time. But yeah, loving this one. All right, so that's all the knitting. I have a lot of acquisitions this month, including some t-shirts for the 4th of July, books, other things. Yeah, acquisitions galore. Let's see, start with all right, Knit Picks had a sale, or they might still be having a sale. But I bought a few things that were on sale. One thing wasn't. Oh, let's see, get all these out. So, put stuff down. So I bought more of the Knit Picks Aloft in black. This is what I'm using for the mohair for my scarf. This was on sale. It's normally like $10 a ball, and I think it was about $6 a ball when I bought it. So I bought 4 more because I won't need these for the scarf, but originally I had bought these to go with a yarn in my stash to make a sweater, and so I wanted to make sure I had the black again, because I still think it will look really good with that sweater. So I bought more of that. So I'm not really getting yarn out of my stash because I'm using it. My Christmas cozy memory blanket, I decided I'm going to, when I hope to get that done this year. It's just too big to work on right now. It's too much, too hot, because it's also fingering weight held double to make more of a DK weight. But I'm going to do the border in a DK weight because it's going to be a I-cord border, and it might be a little bit too thick and chunky with the I-cord on fingering held double. So I'm just going to do DK weight, go around the border, and I bought a skein of Swish DK from Knit Picks Forest Heather, because I shouldn't even need a whole 50 grams to get around the blanket. And then their Felici was on sale. I don't remember which one of these. One of them was like $2 a ball, and the other one was $4 a ball, I think. So I bought 2 colorways. This one is Bonfire. And then this one is Board Shorts. So 2 colorways. I didn't even get enough to get free shipping. I didn't like go crazy, but it was still enough. And then I got my Freckled Whimsy Club for July. Came in the mail, gosh, almost a week ago probably. So if you haven't gotten your July Nature's Palette yet, look away because I am going to show it. But now she doesn't have the Glee base anymore, so I am getting it on the Splendid base, which is the 8515 Superwash Merino Nylon. I'm still getting the mini. Here comes the colorway. A lovely colorway. This is Baby Sea Turtle Season, and it's an 8-stripe repeat this time. So that'll be good. And then what else? One more. My birthday, the last episode I had already had my birthday, but we didn't celebrate as a family until, because my son was away over my birthday for his music camp, and then right at the day after he got back, my husband left town for work, and then when he got back, I had to teach a class, and then him and my son went to fly RC planes, and then, yeah, so we waited until like last Saturday to go to celebrate my birthday. And my husband got me, through my daughter, got me this yarn. When she went to the Renaissance Festival in Red Lodge at the beginning of the month, he colluded with her to pick up a yarn. This is from Snowdrift Alpacas out of Butte, Montana. It is 25% alpaca, 50% wool, 25% silk, about 246 grams. She says it's sport weight. And this is Bobcat Speckle, which is the team from Bozeman, the college. And Bozeman is the Bobcats. MSU. Montana State. But yeah, lovely. It's so soft. It's probably going to be either a cowl or a hat. I have an idea for design for a cowl, so this might be used for that. We'll see. But yeah, that's all my acquisitions. A lot. I did get a couple of t-shirts for tomorrow because it's the 4th of July. Got one more for me and my daughter. I did show these on my Instagram when they came in. I still need to wash them, so I'm going to throw them in the wash today. But I don't typically, I'm not a huge like, ooh, 4th of July, like red, white, and blue, all that stuff. But I thought this was apt for this year just because of what's happening. So this is mine. I didn't grow up saying, with liberty and justice for all every day, to not settle for anything less. Very apt. And then my daughter loved this one. I like this one too. Democracy is dying, but hey, nice fireworks. So we're going to do our traditional 4th of July thing, which I'll talk about in just a second. All right. Other acquisition is a book, which I'll talk about in life stuff. All right. Reading, watching, and then life stuff. Reading, I finished 2 of my books, 2 of the 3 that I was reading last time. So I finished The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady, Hendrix. I really did actually enjoy that book a lot. It was a good, kind of scary, but funny as well, novel set in the like early to mid 90s, down in like South Carolina or somewhere in there. So it was very interesting. I listened to it on my Libby app. So the reader also had a Southern accent. So it was a good listen as well. And then I finished reading The Martian by Andy Weir. It was made into a movie. I enjoyed the book probably more than the movie. I thought they did a pretty good job with the movie, but there's some things that were vastly different, especially towards the end. All right, and I'm still reading The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin. It's the 3rd book in the Broken Earth series. I really do want to get it done. It's just I haven't been reading enough at night. I get too tired. And then I've been listening to The Shining by Stephen King on my Libby app. I'm really enjoying that. It is vastly different from the movie. I would say way more details, way more in depth about just their family life and everything else. So I'm very much enjoying that. I never read it before, so enjoying that. And then watched one of my favorite movies with the kids. This is a movie that my parents let me watch when I was a young child. I didn't realize what it was about. I just liked the singing and dancing when I was a kid. But it's The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. It's a Dolly Parton, Burt Reynolds movie. I absolutely love this movie. I have always loved this movie. When I got older and realized what they were talking about and all the sex stuff, I was like, oh, why did you let me watch that? But my mom was like, whatever, different time and all that stuff. But I love that movie. I love Dolly Parton. My daughter and I are watching the 2nd season of Night Agent. We don't watch it. We're not done with the season yet. It's like once or twice a week, we'll watch an episode or 2 when we get the TV at night. We watched The Wild Robot with the kids this last weekend maybe. That movie made me cry. If you are a mother, especially a mother that's getting ready to, even though it's like 2 years away before my oldest flies away, that made me cry, made me very sad, but it was a very good movie. Very, very good movie. I liked it. And the kids they both read the book, so they thought it was very good and followed the book very well. And then for crap TV, I've been watching The Blind Spot because it was put onto Netflix. It's so dumb, but it's something in it too. I like stupid action stuff, so that's my crap TV. And then let's see, what else? Life stuff. So 2 weekends ago, on the Sunday, we went and picked up our son. So a few days after my last podcast, from his music camp. It was in Red Lodge, Montana, which is about an hour away from us. It's a little mountain town, so it's on the edge of the mountains. As you get into the Beartooth, they stay in hotels in town and then ride bikes around town to different places that they have to go to. They have a lot of freedom, but they also, with that, a lot of responsibility. He had usually at least 3 practices a day, I think, between his main orchestra practice, and then he had 2 ensembles. We went out the Thursday night for one of the ensemble concerts. He played again Friday morning. I did not get to that one because I didn't know about it until about an hour before he played, that he was on the docket for it. So I didn't make it. And then Sunday was the big gala with all the main orchestra and band performances, because they have junior orchestra, junior band, and then senior orchestra, senior band. So juniors was like incoming 8th grade, 9th grade, and then incoming 10th, 11th, 12th, and then the people that just graduated this year could also still attend this camp. So yeah, and my son plays viola. It was his first year that he was able to attend, and he was very grateful to attend because he did learn. He also had some individual lessons, just all violas play together. And so had some lessons with individual instructors. They have instructors from around the country come in. There are some kids that come from other states, but mostly it's Montana, some Wyoming, but a lot of them are from Billings just because it's close to us. But yeah, so he had a great time. Didn't know anybody in his hotel room that he was spending time with. Most of the other boys he got along with, so made some new friends, so that was good. And yeah, got very sunburnt, and rode his bike everywhere. Yeah, he had a blast. He wants to do it again, of course, already next year. So, and then while we were at Red Lodge, so when we went to get there for his final concert, we got there early, so we could pick up his stuff from the hotel room and put his bike in our car. Because it was kind of rainy that day too, so it was nice to get it out of the rain. And then we walked around downtown before the concert, and we went into the local bookstore there. I can't remember. Do I have the name? Yes, Beartooth Books in Red Lodge, Montana. And I got the kids each a book and myself a book, and I got Spark to the Everflame by Penn Cole. I've heard some good things about this. It's got fun papers and stuff. So I'm looking forward to reading it. It's a new, it's the Kindred Curse Saga Book 1. It's a fantasy book. So I'm looking forward to starting that when I have room in my docket to read it. And then let's see. And then we went to the candy shop. There's a candy shop in town that has like bulk candy, lots of taffy. We love the taffy. But then they used to have, like, they didn't have Huckleberry caramels this time, which is one of my favorites that they have. They used to have Walnuttos, which is an old candy that I love. My son discovered candy cigarettes because they sell like all the old-timey candies too, candy bars and stuff. And he discovered candy cigarettes over the week that he was there, and because the boys kept buying candy cigarettes apparently. What else? Okay. And then, yeah, like I said before, my husband went out of town for work right after that. And then my husband and my son once a week go out to a local RC flying club where they teach you how to fly RC planes for free, essentially. And once you get certified according to the instructors, then you are able, if you pay a membership fee, you can use their runway area to fly anytime, not just on the nights that they have club nights. And then, but yeah, so he's working up because he really wants an RC plane. That's what he wanted for his birthday, but we said, let's learn how to fly one yet before we decide which one to buy. So that's what he's been doing. Because yeah, they have planes that they instruct off of their own planes. So yeah, it's really cool. They've been enjoying that. And then, like I said, we went out to my birthday. We went for lunch on Saturday, downtown, and played a board game. Oh no, we did. We played Shanghai Rummy, which is what I grew up playing with my mom and my grandma. It's a type of rummy game where it changes what you need for your hands between sets and runs throughout. And it gets to the point where I think at the end, you're being dealt 11 cards. The way we play it, it's only 7 hands. But yeah, my kids did not enjoy that game. I enjoyed it. I won. but I usually win card games. I have a tendency to count cards, even it plays with 2 decks. I count cards, I can't help it. I can count up to 3. I've been doing it since I was a kid, not knowing I was doing it. So, but I have never been to Vegas. I don't like to gamble. What else? Yeah, went to the Hozier concert last night. I already talked about that. And then tomorrow is the 4th of July. We almost always, we try to go up to the mountains on the 4th of July. And we go and hike in the morning if we can, and then drive up the pass to where there's snow and have a snowball fight, because that is our big family tradition on the 4th of July, is have a snowball fight on the 4th of July. We don't generally go to parades. We don't generally go to fireworks displays. We might get up on our roof and watch the ones that are illegally being done in town, because you're not supposed to launch fireworks in town. And sometimes we'll get up on the roof and watch some fireworks at night. But yeah, I'm not really wanting to celebrate all that much this year, but we're still going to go do our normal 4th of July family fun thing, which is hiking, because we haven't been hiking in the mountains yet this year. The kids didn't get out of school until the middle of June. And then my son was away for 9 days. And then, yeah, so it's just like, we haven't had time. We haven't been kayaking. We haven't been hiking. We just haven't been doing any of the fun summer stuff yet. And so I'm very excited to do that. Hopefully maybe, because I think Saturday we're supposed to be rainy, but Sunday is supposed to be back in the 80s. Maybe we can go kayaking at least at the lake in town here on Sunday. Hopefully. I love to get out in the summer. I want to be outside doing as much stuff as possible. When it gets really hot here in Billings, we almost always, on the weekends, we'll go to the mountains, because it's generally at least 10 to 15 degrees cooler just where we hike. And then if you go way up in the mountains, it's even colder. Like, we have to put sweaters and hats and gloves and everything in our car when we go up into the pass, because it's like usually, I mean, sometimes it can drop down to like about 40, 30 degrees when we're up there. So just depends on the weather. So yeah, I hope you guys had a good day. Hope you had a good 2 weeks. Like I said, last night was great. I went to bed after midnight, got up at like 6 because my body was like, no, you're waking up now. And I couldn't fall back asleep. So I didn't get enough sleep last night. I got like just over 5 hours. So we'll see how we last the rest of the day. But yeah, I think that's about everything. Don't know what else is coming up. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully next time I see you guys, I'll have a sock pattern to talk about. But I hope you guys are having fun in the sun. I hope you're not dying in the heat. The last couple of nights it's been warm enough here. Usually we cool off enough at night because we are in a higher elevation, and it generally cools off, and we don't usually have a lot of humidity. But the last couple of nights we've had to run the AC all night and not open the windows until the morning, because by the time we get up in the morning it has dropped down into the 60s. But when we're going to bed at night, when it's still in the upper 70s, we're not opening up the house yet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it to be less. And we've had a lot of rain still. We're still getting a lot of rain. So very green out, which is good. Hopefully we won't get fires, especially with the 4th of July. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a good 2 weeks, and I hope to be back in 2 weeks. I'm not sure. It just depends. Again, it's summertime. Never sure when I'm going to be able to record, but I plan on 2 weeks. We'll see what life brings. All right, guys. Have a good day.